Now, 26% of the country's municipalities ended their year 2021 with expenditure surpassing revenue. This means next year's budget will pay for the expenditure of previous years. Auditor General Tsakane Maluleke tabled the Municipal Audit Report for 2020-2021 today. She's emphasized how poor performance and planning impacts service delivery. Let's go back to Mielani Holeni, Ndingiso Consulting's Group Chief Advisor, to just give us more information about what he thought. Mr. Holeni, thank you very much for rejoining with our chat. You know, I left it off with you in the part where she herself says that there's a tolerance within all spheres of government for poor performance. There's some municipalities that have been placed on administration for years and still no improvement, for instance, the Northwest, etc. You know, that type of disrespect also filters down to us, the people that they're supposed to actually serve. And it looks like we are now also expected to accept the poor performance.
Two ways that we can dissect the issue. The simplest way that we can at least put the issue is where consumers are supposed to be paying for the services that are delivered by the municipalities. And you find that when they are unhappy, they deliberately not pay for their municipal services, and there are debtors books that build up. So, and we don't make a link as the municipal practitioners that the problem could be that the consumers are not satisfied with the services that we are providing. They are not satisfied with our performance. They are not satisfied that they are getting clean water. They are not satisfied that our refuse is being collected or the street lights are on. So there are two ways that we can do it. Obviously through the ballot box, and in other ways as well through the withholding of finances. So, and that is something that if municipalities can also look into that very carefully, they would be able to see that there's a direct correlation between customer happiness index as well as the revenue that they would collect from the consumers. So it is something that we need to continuously pay attention to and bring it to the attention of all the officials that our actions or inaction for that matter will cause other unintended consequences to the point where debtors books build up, poor services are there, resulting in protests that would take place, which is undesirable, which sometimes ends up in destruction of municipal property, which may cause backlogs in terms of having those community halls available.
So basically, South Africa still has that issue then, that deep-rooted issue in terms of things actually not going the way that they're supposed to at local government level.
So let's bring in, I think, 5 key things that I think I also read into this, the delivery of the AG. Obviously, we're talking about the citizen, which is the municipalities should look at being citizen-focused as well as customer-centric. And municipalities must be able to bring in a very strong cohort of governance principles as well as people who are driving the governance within municipalities. There are issues of performance management that were raised within municipalities. There's also issues of financial management, but at the bedrock of it is that all of this must result in service delivery. And if it doesn't result in service delivery, then we have a problem with regards to how municipalities are there. So we ought to look at the skills that we have within local government. We ought to look at the support structures. We ought to look at the oversight, as well as the support that the likes of the AG and other institutions bring onto the table. Yes, there is talk of saying consultants, there's over-reliance on consultants, but if only local government looks at ways of how do we deploy consultants so that they can add to our capacity rather than do the jobs that are supposed to be done by the officials that are there. So we are talking about looking at the next 25 years. Perhaps we can excuse the system of local government to saying that it was in its infancy. But we need to look at the next 25 years with regards to how municipalities can start improving. And based on the principles that are being put forward of accountability, of good governance, of being citizen-focused, as well as making sure that there's a cohort of skills that are attracted into local government to drive the growth and development and scaling of local government.
Just very quickly, Mr. Holeni, there's a part here where the AG basically says, and I want to go back to it, she says that the trend in this report demonstrates that the fourth administration left municipalities in a worse financial position than when they took office. What do we attribute this to, besides COVID-19? Because that, for me, is just an excuse. What do we attribute the worsening of it to?
So I think in our view, what we've observed as well, we also published from this consulting group, the Municipal Revenue Benchmark Report. We are seeing that there are vacancies that have not been filled for critical positions. We are seeing that there are critical processes that are not in place from a customer centricity point of view. We are also seeing that there is no use of data analytics to be able to find the nuggets of information of how to serve customers better. We are also seeing that there's poor record of conversion of services into, or at least the available resources into revenue. We are seeing the poor state of infrastructure. So all of those things would contribute into what would at least amount into the worsening of local government. We have also seen the weakening of governance as well within local municipalities. But what is the root cause of all of this? We are continuously seeing skills flighting away from local government, people looking for greener pastures for whatever reasons that some of them we can venture. Mostly we're seeing that there's a lack of skills and capacity, and the people that would at least be able to drive local government are looking for opportunities elsewhere. So we don't retain the skills that are supposed to be there within local government. We don't also have at least an adherence to the legislation, which is perhaps the immaturity of people that are coming in, or some of them are still too new and have not gained a sense of appreciation of what local government should be doing or how it should be delivering services. We are also seeing as well that the financial management practices are being ignored. We have also seen that there are no technical skills that are there within municipalities. So if we talk to the sum total of how local government has been weakened, we can look at all of those aspects that we've been observing over time to at least be able to point to the fact that we don't have the crop of people that are going to drive local government. At least the new ones that have come in, we wish and hope that they will be able to pick up from where the other administrations have left off, and be able to improve from there on.
All right. Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Holeni, here on All Angles. That was Mielani Holeni, Ndingiso Consulting Group's Chief Advisor, reacting to the Auditor General's audit outcomes for 2020-2021.